Ending at 5 o'clock in the Motor City. Good to have you aboard. Tuesdays with TJ is back. We've cleared every earthly and alien protocol for you to return. Welcome.
Yeah, it's good to see Roberto still has a lot of time on his hands back there. So things haven't changed in a year, I guess.
Do you understand how much how much time you think he spent on that?
At least 2 hours.
Try 4.5.
Wow.
Yeah. Yesterday I wrote the lyrics, so that's another hour.
I mean, those lyrics should have taken about 30 seconds. Not very creative. But
yeah, but what other direction were we going to go? You guys bleep down your leg in the opener and we don't get to see you? That's not fun.
I mean, I didn't mind.
I'm aware. I'm keenly aware.
I didn't mind. But
that's
you
right.
I'm so happy to be here.
What do you mean? You guys.
I
missed you, Mike. I missed David, and I missed Roberto. It's good to see you guys.
Oh!
Good to see you too,
man.
man.
Hey, Sully, good to see you too, man.
All right, so obviously, if you have questions for TJ, we'll do it two ways. We always do the rapid fire at 5:30. They don't have to be football. Remember, football equals the cliche bell. Like, he's not going to roll out the game plan, but you can ask, and that's fine.
You can ask about sacks. I mean, whatever. It's open to everything.
6 more inches.
Probably get a lot of cliches there too, Roberto.
All right, hold on.
My knee.
Okay, we'll get to that. We are going to, at 5:15, I want to get in this NFL stuff. The Roethlisberger comments from last night, the game. I just don't know how anyone hits anyone anymore. We'll do it at 5:15. If you have questions for TJ, you can dial in 248-539-9797 or just ticket text. That's fine too, 97136. All right, so training camp, bad. Preseason, bad. Week 1, absolute disaster. What's different? Like, this was the most, you had literally one of the 5 worst losses I've ever seen.
Right.
And then you go out and put one of the 5 best wins together 2 weeks later. Complete.
Yeah, I think I know you're going to probably ding me for this one, but there was
anything.
The sense of urgency, waiting for it. Okay, there we go. The sense of urgency in the building last week, I think everybody realized we dug ourselves a hell of a hole the first 2 games. I can't concentrate on an answer if you keep dinging that.
It's the cliche bell.
Yeah, I guess what changed really started in San Francisco week after that week 1 loss, where everybody's sitting there kind of thinking, what went wrong? I mean, what can I put my finger on to say that's the reason why we lost the game? And when you look at it, it was literally just one play after another that we just could not stop the bleeding. We pick 6, punt return touchdown, couple more interceptions, just bad football across the board. The whole team, all 3 phases, was just it was hard to be a part of. It was hard to really look back and say, hey, that's what we got to fix, and we're going to move forward. But I think the best thing about the team so far in the last couple weeks, especially, I know we lost week 2 against San Fran, but coming in and not really hindering on last week's performance. I mean, talking about, hey, we obviously got to sit down Monday. We got to be hard on ourselves. We got to be very, just honest with what we did, and we got to move on. We don't have time to let this thing linger a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We got to move on. We got to move on fast. And I thought the San Francisco game, although we lost, I think there were some things there where you saw that, hey, we're getting ready to, we're kind of turning the page a little bit. You start to feel it build a little bit during the week of practice and the preparation and the meetings. We didn't get it done, but same thing last week. I mean, I think it was by far the best week of practice we had in the first 3 weeks of the season, and it was something that obviously it definitely pays off come Sunday. I mean, when you're feeling confident in the preparation you do on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you go out there, you play the game, and you've got a lot of confidence. You're ready to get it rolling.
All right, so after the game, the video's out there. I mean, you looked like you were ready to cry. It was just an exciting scene. It was like Kumbaya could have been playing in the background. But look, something is different, clearly. I mean, week 1, you had, what the hell's his name? Ricky Jean Francois. I mean, basically come out and talk about guys quitting. That's on the heels of all the reports that are out there. And look, I'm one of the people who said it. I mean, dude, you lose by 31 in the NFL, guys laid down. No team is 31 points better than another.
Right.
It's not. You didn't play like you love the guy. But now, look, that was an emotional win. You knew what it meant for him.
Mm-hmm.
Is this thing now, in your mind, righted? I mean, you're a captain. Like, when you speak, people listen. I assume he listens to you.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that that game against New England is what our team needed. Not only just to get back to 1-2 and start to build some confidence, but just to show that all the work we've been doing since April, since we got there, and there were a lot of changes to the offseason program, to the way we practice, to a little bit of an uncertainty. I mean, everybody's got their opinion how you're supposed to run things, what things work, what things don't work. Ultimately, when you go out and you win a good game against a really good opponent, I think that's the validation that you need to say, hey, whatever happened last month, whatever happened 2 months ago, whatever happened last week, it's out the door, man. We won the game. That's everything you need to show to just to have that validation that what we're doing, the program we're doing, the process, it works. And I think that's ultimately what the players, everybody needed to see. We're in this thing together. It's not us versus the coaches versus the player. Everybody's in this thing together. And when you go out there and you win the game like we did handily, I think it's just something that moving forward, I think it's really going to light a match and hopefully propel us and just keep this thing rolling. That's the challenge, obviously being consistent with it. But when you start to see the things pay off, I think that's when everybody really starts to get it. And it really seems like okay, finally type of moment, man. This is what we've been working for. This is what we're going to do moving forward.
All right. This is going to be my first one that he won't answer, but I have to ask because Will Birchfield, our writer, demanded it, and I agreed. So reports about these rules, mystery rules, all the rules Patricia has that you guys were angry at, all these reports, Pro Football Talk, number of places. What the hell kind of rules? Give me some of these rules without, hell, you won't get yourself in trouble. You're a captain. What the hell are they going to say to you? What are these rules?
You're gonna be mad at me, but honestly, when I saw that specific thing mentioned in whatever reports were out there,
I'm not gonna be mad. I'm asking.
I did not really get it. I didn't understand. Obviously, there's changes when you have different coaches. Everybody approaches things different, whether it's practice, whether it's the way we travel. It's different. I wouldn't say that there's rules being laid down that, hey, you guys can't do this. This is how we're going to do things. I mean, I think somebody mentioned that, the cornhole boards are no longer in the locker room. I mean, if you want to consider that a rule, go ahead. But I don't think that anybody's sitting in the locker room going, man, what's up with the – I really had to think about that one because – in my mind, I didn't really notice any rules that was kind of slapping the wrist saying you're not doing this anymore type thing.
All right, that's better than I expected. Now, here's the one I think you can answer because I don't think I know I'm a lot of things, but stupid ain't one of them. Week 1, I told people yesterday, watch the running game week 1 and just watch what it looked like. Like, people don't even have to know football, right? They don't have to be a geek like me. Week 1 running game. And then watch the running game this week. And no. Don't be silly out there in your car and go, yeah, no bleep, it looked better. No. Look at the way the plays look. Week 1 looked like bully ball, which you guys can't do. Week 3 looked like we had some different concepts out there. I'm not crazy, am I?
No, you're not, but I think
I know you're not going to roll out the game plan.
Right. I mean, obviously that's kind of how it goes early in the season when you've got new pieces on the line, you've got new running backs. You kind of have to figure out what we're good at. I mean, what's our bread and butter? What's a play we can call that we go to the line and we know we're going to get 4, 5, 6 yards every single time? I think we didn't really have an identity, through preseason. Obviously, you're trying to keep it vanilla and keep it basic, but we didn't really have an identity. Week 1 was different. We couldn't really run the ball being down. It was kind of a pass fest, obviously being down 30 points, but it was all part of trying to build the characteristic and build the identity of what we're good at up front, what our running backs are good at. Each guy brings something different to the table. LeGarrette might be better running this specific play, and Carry-On might be better running, an outside, whatever it is. So I think that what we saw on Sunday was we had good success early in the game, and we kept getting kind of into a rhythm. I mean, it's something that obviously takes time. The good thing for us up front is we always talk about we got to earn Jim Bob's trust to call these runs, and we got to prove to him that it's going to work. But it's just something, I think we changed some things up, definitely, like you said, but each week is kind of different how you approach it. I mean, the Patriots play a totally different style of defensive line than we're going to see in the Cowboys. And
they're also terrible.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, they were missing a few pieces on their defense. I don't think anybody that's playing in the NFL, especially for the Patriots, is terrible. But
well, Danny Shelton's terrible.
I wouldn't say that. I mean,
hold on. Time out. Danny Shelton couldn't play for the Browns. Might weigh 400 pounds. They have to bring him out on a dolly to line him up. TJ, you don't have to butter his bread, but that guy's terrible.
I wouldn't say terrible. I don't think anybody in the NFL is terrible, Mike.
Listen,
you wouldn't be a starter in the NFL. You're terrible. Trust me. The guy's obviously, moved on to a different team. But
say it with a straight face. Say it with a straight face.
No, you're going to tell me that? Come on,
Danny
man.
Shelton's terrible.
We're not arguing NFL players are terrible.
All right, by NFL standards, he's less than optimal. Here's the other thing. I'll say it because I don't want to get you in trouble. There's a Z word that looks like what you guys are running, and it's what you're good at, and it's what you did in Green Bay. That's all I'm going to say. It's on tape. Come on, give me a break.
That's your opinion.
You're a zone blocking team. That's my opinion.
Well, I mean, hey,
that's my opinion.
That's your opinion.
Me, right here.
There's definitely multiple schemes that I think we'll be good at. We just got to get the reps and continue to work at them.
That's your opinion. That's a safe answer. All right, I want to get the NFL stuff. Sully, you have any questions? David, please. David looks very salty back there. Are we going to continue this rivalry from last year?
I'm not salty at all. There are some horrible players in the NFL.
Second dick.
I mean, did you see Artie Burns last night in Pittsburgh? That was horrible. He's horrible this year.
Artie Burns sounds like an actor from a 70s sitcom.
I don't study many corners, Dave, so I can't give you an honest opinion.
You're only concerned with the big people.
I understand.
Danny Shelton has to weigh 380 pounds. He can't move. Can't move.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, that's one
how
way to put
New
it.
England likes him. I mean, look at Vince Wilfork. You're going to tell me that guy was lighter than 380?
But Vince could move. Vince was gifted.
Vince was a good player. Yeah,
Danny
he was for a long
Shelton
time.
looks like when you go to the family reunion and they do the sack race.
Oh, come on.
He's terrible. All right, we'll get some more to guys. I want your opinion on the Roethlisberger sound and this issue without getting yourself in trouble. And we also have a Stafford song that I know you haven't heard. Very exciting. Precision.